It's the transfer window. Only a couple of days now before it does open, and we hear lots of rumours this time of year. Not too many transfers usually happen around this time of year because it's quite hard to make any big signings. Not too many clubs want to sell their big star names unless they're not getting any game time. The likes of James Rodriguez at Real Madrid are the biggest names linked this transfer window, moves away from their clubs, but you don't really usually get many big name hitters come to big clubs swapping around. We've seen the likes of Fernando Torres move in January on one matter, but it is quite rare this time of year. Unless they're not getting game time and they want to move and the club want them to move, it's very rare they actually do move in January. But Manchester United have been linked with Lindelof of Benfica. Manchester United don't really, at this moment in time, need a centre-half. Some people feel that we still need one because they're unconvinced with Phil Jones and Marcus Rojo. But with them two emerging in recent weeks, I actually said that I wanted to see Marcus Rojo play at centre-back last season when he was playing at left-back. I really did want to see him play at centre-back. And he's actually proved a lot of people wrong that he can play centre-back. I didn't believe these performances would be as good as they have been, but I thought he would be a lot better than he was at left-back. My biggest shock, though, has been Phil Jones, who has somehow got over his injury problems as of the moment. He hasn't been injured at all recently. Got a real run in the team, which has proved he can play. We've always known that he's a good player. Sir Alex Ferguson probably hyped him up a bit too much when he was leaving Manchester United. But with a consistent run of games, he's proved that he can be a Manchester United first team player. If he can continue to play games, he can be a mainstay in that centre-back position. We've also got a lot of other players that can play there. Eric Bay has been in and out due to injury, but we've also got the likes of Daley Blind. We've got options there. We've got Tuanzebe who can come into the team as well, so probably not now. It was taught that Lindelof was coming into Manchester United, but the last 24 hours or so, it seemed to have died off. And it seems that Manchester United probably are going to wait till the summer, whether we get him or not. He's going to be around £38 million, so it is expensive. But if Jose Mourinho and Manchester United scouts have looked at him and think he is good enough for Manchester United, then I'll back them 100%. Mourinho is a top quality manager. Yes, he's got transfers wrong in the past, and I don't always feel the transfer business has been great at Chelsea. You see the likes of Sidwell, Belarus. There has been some really bad signings at Chelsea, but there's also been some really good signings in his career as well. Not every manager gets them always right, but at Manchester United so far, Mourinho has got his signings completely 100% right. And he's at the biggest club in the world, so he can get the top players, the players that he wants to get. At the other clubs, he might not have always, especially at the likes of Inter Milan and Porto, not always been able to get the top players that he always wanted. And even at Chelsea sometimes it is difficult, but he's at the top club in world football now, and he's getting the transfers right as we speak. Hopefully he won't get too many duds at Manchester United over his managerial career. We've been hearing a lot more outs than ins in this transfer window for Manchester United. Memphis Depay continues to be linked with a move away. It does look like he's going to go out on a permanent deal. I personally want to see him go out on loan, just in case he can rip it up. I personally would love to see him go out on loan to Everton. Yannick Bolasie got injured and he's out for a long while. It would be really good if he could get some game time there with a Dutch manager. If he could get a run in the team there, we could see really the true Memphis Depay. If he got a run in the team and played well, then potentially he could still come back to Manchester United and have a future. I still have high hopes for Memphis Depay that he can make it as a footballer at a top club. He's proved that he has. Even last season he scored some spectacular goals, played well at times, but just hasn't really got any chance towards the end of last season and this season at all. And if you're not getting a chance at all, you're never going to perform at all, are you? Getting 5-10 minutes here or there is just no good. He needs a run of 6-7 games on the trot, which Mourinho just can't give him at this moment in time. A loan move would be the best for me, but it does look like a permanent move, which will be a real shame because it could be one that got away. He's still only 22 years of age, got a fantastic physique on him, big, strong, powerful player, got a great free kick on him, scored a couple of goals for Holland earlier in the season and didn't really feature after that. Really needed to kick on after that, get a few games, get some consistency in his game, but he hasn't been able to do that. A loan move certainly would be the best for me. Morgan Schneiderlin looks like he's on his way out. I wouldn't be too disheartened if he goes out on a permanent deal. I think it certainly will be a permanent deal. He's not getting any game time at all. Everton are a destination for him. Also West Brom. I wouldn't be shocked if he signs for either of them. I'm just hoping Manchester United can recruit about 15 million for him, because he's not playing game time at all, and we paid a lot of money for him. We will make a loss on him, but if we can recruit for 15 million, I would be happy with that. Also, we've heard that potentially Martial could be on his way out of Manchester United, potentially on loan. Also Rashford as well. The Rashford rumours seem to have died off a bit. Rashford is very, very young. He has gone off the boil a lot since he burst onto the scenes at the end of last season and at the beginning of this season, but he's only young, as I say. He's not really getting too much game time as a centre forward. That is the only problem. So potentially I wouldn't be too disheartened if he went on loan as well, if he's going to play in the striker position at another Premier League club. But if we get any sort of injuries to the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which could happen over the season at 35 years of age, we've got to manage him well. We've got the FA Cup, we've got the League Cup to come as well, and the Europa League. There could be some dead rubber games there, or some games where we've got hefty leagues in a two-legged tie. So if that's the case, we may need him to come into the second leg and play. We could be short up front because Wayne Rooney isn't really hitting the heights this season. Has not really played as a centre forward all the time. Has played out wide, played in numerous positions, and Martial isn't really hitting it off either. So if Zlatan does get injured, it could be a problem. But if Jose Mourinho did decide to send Rashford out on loan and he got a lot of game time as a centre forward, I would be happy with that. But Martial, it does look like he could potentially be going to Seville. He's tried to banish the rumours on Instagram and that today, but his agent seems to sort of be speculating that he could potentially be going there. But Seville are doing quite well this season, so well, I mean, he could definitely get in the Seville team. They've got Champions League football as well, so he won't be cup-tied for that because he played for Manchester United in the Europa League. But he doesn't seem to really be getting enough game time at Manchester United. And Mourinho's come out and said that he can't afford to give him 6-7 games in a row like Louis van Gaal did. He was very inconsistent at times last season. Although he did score 17 goals, he did play nearly every single minute of every single game last season, and did play against a lot of weaker sides, especially in the cup competitions. That was one of the reasons why he did score quite a few goals last season. And Jose Mourinho wants Manchester United to be successful. He's putting Manchester United first. I mean, Louis van Gaal bought Martial in last season and was probably a bit under pressure to play him, considering his hefty price tag as well. And with his inconsistency, it did cost Manchester United, for me, a lot of points last season. And I did actually say last season that I thought it was a gamble to bring in a young, inexperienced player like that to spearhead the attack at Manchester United, which was why I didn't think we were ever standing any chance last season of winning the league. If we'd brought an experienced player in on top of Martial last season, it may have been different, but to rest your laurels on that sort of player was stupid. And with Zlatan Ibrahimovic coming in this season and already scoring the same amount of goals as Martial, it just shows you what a top in-form striker can do in, well, he's probably past his prime, but a player that's still at the top level of his game. And Manchester United need that. We can't have any passengers that are still finding their feet in the game, which is why he's in and out of the team. Ronaldo was in and out of the team at a young age, was still finding his feet up to about 20, 21 years of age, and look where he did become. But Manchester United actually had some top quality players around them. The likes of Giggs, Wayne Rooney was really good at that age. We had the likes of Van Nistelrooy as well at the club at times. We had a lot of other options, where last season we didn't have so many options. We've got more options this season. So if Martial is going to get game time at Seville, then I wouldn't be too disheartened, but I would prefer to keep him more than Rashford, because I think at 21 years of age, I just think that he shouldn't be really going out on loan now at this stage of his career. But we'll have to wait and see if he gets more game time. But at this moment in time, it does look like he may, in the coming weeks, it seems, get a bit more game time than he has been. I think it's Rashford who might not be getting the amount of game time. But we've got games coming thick and fast over the next few weeks with a lot of cup competition, so they could both get game time. But we will have to wait and see. If they both went off to West Ham, I wouldn't be that disheartened if they were both playing a lot of games and scoring a lot of goals. the only other out would be Bastian Schweinsteiger. Really, I can't see Marouane Fellaini leaving in January. I think he probably will leave, but in the summer. But I think it's AC Milan. I know it's been Italy where he's been rumoured to go to. I'm not too sure if he's going to go there or not, but he has to go in the summer. Just not good enough for Manchester United. Nothing against the player, but Manchester United need better quality on that pitch, and it's been shown with him not playing as much this season. Manchester United definitely are starting to improve. But the Bastian Schweinsteiger one, I could see him definitely going in January. We won't get a lot of money for him. Potentially could go to China. We will have to wait and see. Not getting enough game time. Probably does deserve to be off for his own sake. Get maybe another year out of him. Maybe in China. He can have another payday. A really great professional, Bastian Schweinsteiger. We will have to wait and see. But they're the only outs I can see. I can't see the likes of Darmian, Rojo, any of them going at least in January. But we will have to wait and see. I can only see that one Lindelof signing coming in if Manchester United are to make any signings. Anyway, like the video. Let me know your thoughts on the transfer rumours, the ins and outs. I don't really see any more ins coming in at all, as I say. It isn't really a good month to buy top quality players, unless they're obviously like the Lindelof one, upcoming players that have got potential. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and come on United.